name is Paige, 29 years old, and I'm a housewife. I got married to my husband Thomas about 5 years ago. To tell you the truth, I wanted to keep working even after we got married, but Thomas said so strongly to me that he was gonna keep working hard for us and to leave it to him. Because of Thomas's strong wishes, that's why I became a housewife. But he didn't leave all the chores to me alone. He also helps me out around the house. And he says it's because it would be difficult for me to do all of it by myself. When he comes home from work, he gets straight to cleaning the bathtub, or he'll wash the dishes after dinner. He's really reliable and kind, and he really is a wonderful husband. But you see, living like this, it was already our 5th year, and yet we still weren't able to have children. In the beginning, we were thinking about leaving it up to nature, but after 5 years and we still weren't able to have a child, I was starting to panic as well. Because I have always been thinking I want a sweet baby with Thomas, the man that I love. And with Thomas, our life together was pretty stable financially. Even if I was a full-time housewife, we had more than enough to live together as husband and wife. And not only that, my husband worked in a major company, so his salary was pretty high. Of course, I was happy with this life as is, but I did want a little more flexibility for when we were to have kids. As I was thinking this and I was getting dinner prepared, the doorbell to our house rang. I wonder who it is. We don't really get that many guests. This is rare, isn't it? Oh, could it be? Maybe it's the local pudding set that I ordered for delivery yesterday. That's right! No matter what, I really wanted to try this set. But even still, I'm so lucky that it would get here so quickly. I was really excited, and so I went flying to the front door. Yes, coming! I'm opening the door now! But when I opened the front door, standing there was my little sister Ashley. Hey, Paige, what's up? Oh shoot! By the time I thought that it was already too late, my little sister quickly shoved herself in the front door. Coming in! Oh, wait! And just like that, my sister stormed into the living room. Oh, I was careless. Why didn't I check who was at the door before I opened it? To tell you the truth, I wasn't very fond of Ashley. She was beautiful and good at sucking up to people, and she was loved by everybody and popular. But that was just on the surface. On the inside, she was completely rotten. Ever since we were little, she would put on a cute face and do all kinds of bad things. And she was a devilish person who was actually doing all kinds of bad things behind people's backs. And she would always say, "Everybody can get tripped so easily. It's so easy." Then this way, Ashley was good at faking her way around, and ever since we were little, she would always look down on me from being incompetent. Maybe nobody else around us noticed, but since I've been with her for so many years, her evilness was very clear. And well, because that's the kind of person she is, as soon as she finds out that I have something that she doesn't have because she looks down on me, she immediately wants it. Ever since we were kids, if things didn't go her way, she was the type of girl to cause a huge commotion. Like that time when I'd first started elementary school, this is what happened.
Hey, I want that hair clip. But this is what Grandma gave to me for my birthday. No, I want it. 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 If you don't give it to me, I'm gonna cry. And if I start crying, you're gonna be the one that gets in trouble. And I'm gonna tell them that you were mean to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. If you're not gonna give it to me, I'm gonna start crying right now.
All right, fine. Ashley took all kinds of things from me, but I felt like there was nothing I could do about it, and I had given up. And my parents in the beginning, they would scold her, but they didn't know what to do with what a brat she was anymore. And then my parents, a few years ago, they were both so worried about Ashley's future that they both became sick and passed away. I didn't have any relatives I could rely on otherwise, so ever since then, if I had to talk about my family, it was just this devil of a little sister. And I've been so worried that when she was gonna cause me trouble. And that's the Ashley that came to my door, so I was completely suspicious. This girl, what's she gonna try to do this time? I was looking at Ashley's face suspiciously. But then, with a somewhat serious look on her face, she opened up her mouth. Hey, Paige, I have a favor to ask of you. Whenever Ashley makes this face, nothing ever good comes of it. The only thing that I could do was sigh. Well, depending on what that is, I might say no.
You know, your husband? Can I have him?
Huh? What I'm saying is I want you to get a divorce. Huh? I couldn't understand what Ashley had just said, and I couldn't find any other words to come out of my mouth. What on earth is this creature sitting in front of me saying out of nowhere? Well, there was no point in me getting irritated with her, so I took a deep breath and calmed down. Ashley, what are you saying? There's obviously no way I can do something like that. I sighed again and I tried to reason with Ashley. You know, I'm being serious when I say that. I'm being serious. But that's not possible. And first of all, you know that marriage is what happens between two people who like each other? There's no point if Thomas doesn't even like you.
Well, we do actually like each other.
But there's no way that's true.
But it's not a lie, and I'm gonna prove it to you. If Thomas is here, he'll probably say the same thing as me. It's the truth. If only Thomas was here right now.
But right at that time, the front door opened and Thomas had just come home from work. But as soon as Thomas saw Ashley, he stopped moving, almost as if he was frozen.
Why? What's Ashley doing here?
Oh, this girl. She keeps saying such nonsense since she got here and...
Welcome home, sweet Thomas. Oh, come on, I've been waiting for you this whole time.
Hey, you stop it! But then when I looked over at Thomas, he looked suspicious, and he was shaking from head to toe like he couldn't calm down. What's the matter, Thomas? When I asked him that, it was obvious that he jumped. Even though he saw me looking at him and I was asking him a question, he was looking away to not make eye contact and stayed quiet. Without thinking, I asked, "It's a lie. Surely not. You wouldn't be having an affair with your wife's sister, right?" But then, Thomas started shaking even harder in his pants. And then Ashley grinned widely and threw down an even bigger bomb. "Listen, I'm actually pregnant." Huh? I was shocked, and I wasn't able to say any words back beyond that.
Sorry, Paige, but it's actually Thomas's baby.
After saying something so ridiculous, she stuck out her tongue a little bit and laughed like she was having fun with this. And I was terrified as I turned my head toward Thomas. But he stood there looking awkward, and he made a sad face towards me. It's a lie, right? It's a lie, right, Thomas?
I'm sorry.
At this point, I don't know what to do anymore.
See, I told you, it's just as I said. Of course there's no way that I would lie about that. Anyway, for the sake of this baby too, hurry up and get a divorce. Listen, don't you get it? You're not needed anymore. You should hurry up and get lost. Anyway, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna leave now. Thomas, you can talk about the rest in detail with my sister. I'm gonna go home first. See ya!
With her arms swinging from side to side, Ashley walked right out of my house. I was stunned. And as I was standing there, my husband started talking to me.
Look, I don't know. I'm sorry. Paige, I'm really sorry. I'm...
Why? Why did you cheat on me? It was all so sudden that even in this moment, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And that was when the tears finally started streaming. Why? Why? Tell me, why did you do it? When I said that, little by little, my husband started to talk. It all began 3 months ago when my husband and I went out grocery shopping together and we happened to run into her by coincidence. This was also the first time that Ashley and Thomas were meeting each other. When my parents were still alive and when Thomas came over to the family house to meet them when we were getting married, Ashley had run away from home already and she wasn't there. When Ashley met Thomas for the first time, she fell in love at first sight. And at that time, she kept persistently asking me about Thomas, but I ignored her and immediately parted ways. But as it turned out, she used social media or any way she could to find Thomas. And then, from there, Ashley was hitting on him so much that in the end, Thomas caved and fell for it. But no matter how you think about it, he should have immediately rejected that. And if he was being troubled by it, he should have come and spoken to me about it first. No matter what he says, Thomas is just as guilty. But then Thomas started saying this to me.
Now that this has happened, there's nothing that can be done anymore, so, Paige, for the sake of the child too, will you please divorce me?
Unbelievable. Nothing that can be done anymore? It's nothing at all. For the sake of the baby? No, you're just doing what you want in whatever way you guys want. At this point, my feelings towards Thomas were completely gone, but I couldn't just leave the two of them like this and let it be. So I wanted some time to think about it. That's why I said this. Let me think about it a little bit. That was all I replied, and then I went and locked myself into my room. From there, I spent the whole night thinking and thinking. How am I going to make them pay for what they've done? How do I finish them? But then, that was when my father-in-law's face crossed my mind. Apparently, when she'd given birth to Thomas, his mother lost her life, and my father-in-law raised Thomas alone as a single father. When we were getting married, my father-in-law had said this to me, and only me.
Because I raised him alone as a man, he doesn't really understand how women feel, and I'm worried that he might make you feel sad. That boy can be indecisive at times, and there are parts of him that can get carried away and easily lost in the current. So if anything happens, I don't want you to hesitate and come talk to me about it.
Part of me felt like I was telling on him, so I did hesitate at first. But I didn't have anybody else that I could talk to you about this, and I didn't have any other ideas either. So I decided to call my father-in-law. Oh, hello, is this Thomas's father?
Oh, dear Paige. It's rare to receive a phone call from you. How have you been? It would be nice to see you from time to time.
I could tell that he was happy to receive a phone call from me from the bottom of his heart, and I was relieved. I'm really sorry that this is a sudden phone call, but actually... From there, I told my father-in-law the details of everything that happened. Of course, when he heard my story, my father-in-law was furious.
No matter how much your little sister may have been the one hitting on him, there's no way that it's acceptable for him to betray you when he made his promise to you for life.
My father-in-law was even angrier than me, and I was happy. Thank you so much, sir.
Paige, we can't just let the two of them get away with this. Let's make them pay for what they've done.
What?
I have a good idea.
And then when I heard about his plan, I was shocked. And plus, there was a lot of other truths that I didn't know about. I see. So that's what it was. I didn't know about that. Well, isn't this? This is gonna be interesting. You better wait and watch, you idiots. I'm gonna make you both drop right down in hell for this. 3 days later, at night, my sister Ashley once again came over to my house. So when are you getting the divorce? You know, because I can definitely make Thomas happier than you can, so hurry up and get divorced! As soon as she arrived, she started complaining to me. Well, why don't you come in? With a big grin on my face, I led her into the living room. Well, this is perfect timing. I was just thinking about talking to Thomas about this. Huh? Thomas was already sitting down in the living room. And after having Ashley sit down next to him, I asked them both a question. Just to confirm, Ashley, you want to get married to Thomas, right? That's right! I'm gonna take my sister's husband. And for that reason you want us to separate, is that right? Yes, I said that already! Gimme, gimme, gimme! And she said that, and even though she was a grown adult, she was throwing a tantrum like this, and I also smiled. I see. Well, I'm glad to see your feelings haven't changed. Huh? Thank you! What? Hey, what are you... Ashley was shocked, but then I tilted my head at her. Oh, you don't want him? No, I do. I'm gonna take him. And so I handed Thomas the divorce papers that I'd already filled out for myself. And so I had Thomas sign them. I was so quick to agree to the divorce that Ashley was sitting there and seemed satisfied. But then I continued on and I told them a certain truth, because I'm so nice. He's an unemployed husband that comes with debt, but I hope you'll be happy forever after.
What? Huh? What? Hey, what are you talking about?
Unemployed? Debt? The two of them were shocked, so I expressed to them my deep worries about their future together. Even though you're about to give birth to a child, are you really okay, Ashley, with such a poor, useless husband? Ashley must have gotten angry with those words because she started to bark at me. What are you saying? Poor? Useless? Obviously, there's no way I'm gonna believe a lie like that. But it's not a lie, though. Hey, but this guy's working at a major company, and you guys are living so comfortably that you can be a full-time housewife. It's pointless to try and tell a lie just to get us to break up. Ashley's face was bright red and she was furious, and Thomas, sitting there with his mouth open, was not understanding what was going on. That's why, because I'm so nice, I decided to tell them one final story. First, the company where Thomas is working is the company owned by his father. Isn't that right, Thomas?
Yeah, that's true, but...
He said that you're fired.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I messed up the order of telling you things.
You're joking. Wait, no way, but why?
Thomas was shocked. Well, your father said that such a pathetic man is embarrassing, not only as an employee but also as a family member. And because you were his son, he said he felt sorry for you and let you work at his company. But he said that anyone who does such horrible things is no longer his son. So he said, as of today, that you're fired. Too bad.
What?
Oh, and also, Thomas, when you were in your second year of working, you tried to set up your own company and failed, didn't you? When you went into debt because of that, your dad fronted the loan payment for you, right? I'm not gonna let you say you forgot. Apparently, you even signed a contract with him about the money you still owe.
Hey, wait, no way!
Yes, exactly, yes way. And your father said you're no longer a son to him, to pay back the money immediately. He said altogether you better bring the full $100,000 back to him immediately.
No way!
No, in debt? Unemployed? I don't want that! No way! The two of them were completely pale. And also, make sure you don't forget about the settlement fee to me, because I'll be collecting a full settlement fee from the both of you. No! I don't want that! No!
Hey, wait a minute! Paige!
Oh, I feel so much better. Well then, here's to the two of you. I'm gonna be cheering from the two of you and your happiness. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be hell, though. From there, I left the two of them who were sitting there in complete shock. I had already gathered the bare minimum of my belongings, and I grabbed that and just the divorce papers, and I left the house. I'd already signed a contract for a new apartment to live in, and with my father-in-law's help, I was able to see their shocked faces. I felt much better as I started my new life, and then 1 month later, my father-in-law was laughing as he updated me on their situation. As it turns out, the pregnancy was a lie. Even though it had only been 3 months since they'd met, I did think it was a little bit too soon. As it turns out, it was a big fat lie in order to get me to get a divorce. As it turns out, she really is rotten to the core, and she's just a deep-seated liar. When Thomas heard that, apparently he was also furious, but first of all, wasn't that something he could say as the person who cheated? Immediately after that, my father-in-law made Thomas and Ashley take out a loan to pay the settlement fee to me in one payment, and then he disowned Thomas. From there, apparently, the two of them started working part-time jobs in order to pay back their debt, but Ashley didn't have any working experience at all, and that was her personality. No matter where she went, it didn't last long, and eventually she ran out of money and started stealing, and she was caught and arrested. As for Thomas, he also didn't last long in part-time jobs, and in the end, apparently he started a job that the debt collectors introduced him to, but apparently that was a pretty crazy job. I heard he's leaving every single day crying. Take that. On the other hand, as for me, I got a divorce and I was happily single. From there, thanks to my father-in-law's suggestion, I ended up getting a job at his company in Thomas's place. Because I had been a full-time housewife, I was worried about the time I'd taken off, but with the help of the people at the company, I'm starting to get used to the work.
Paige, you're very thoughtful and smart, and you have very high communication skills. Everybody speaks very highly of you.
Thank you very much. I was able to receive these grateful words from my father-in-law, and I'm enjoying working at this company. And from now on, I need to work hard in my new personal life as well, because I'm definitely gonna become happy in the end.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!